So my wife and I discovered that a lot of people like to go Italian or hibachi for Valentine's Day. So we went early We went early to a Mexican restaurant, no reservations. And we've noticed that every year we do this, it's fine. We get seated right away. In fact, we got seated outside where we wanted to be. Yeah. But this restaurant had a water fountain outside in between the restaurants, right?
When you say water fountain, you mean like a flowing
Yeah,
okay.
Like it had a feature,
water.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't like not a water
rectangular shape, and it was up about 2 feet, and you could sit on it, I guess, if you're waiting for your reservation.
Exactly based on that description where you went.
You know, exactly. Okay, so we're out there, and so my kids see this, run to it right away, and as soon as I see them do this, they get up on the little place where you're supposed to be sitting, and they start walking around it, maybe a little jogging, and I look at them.
Security will get on them. They got on my kids before.
Good. I love security for that. They didn't help me this time.
They weren't there where you needed them?
They weren't there when I needed them. So I said, hey, guys, don't run around that. You're going to fall in. And they looked at me fine. So they just start walking slowly as if that's going to help. Luckily, my wife came out and saved us and said, hey, they have a seat available. We went inside, sat down. They ended up sitting us right next to the fence, which is right next to the water fountain.
Too tempting for a kid.
And there's people having Valentine's Day dinners out there, but it's casual. It's not like one of the fancy places, right? So everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
My kids get bored because there's no drawing or coloring, so they get up and they make their way close to the little door because there's a door right there to get out.
Yeah.
And they sneak, and next thing I know, they're over by the fountain again. And I look at Kinsey, and now I'm stressed out because I can't concentrate on anything but the kids over by the fountain. And she goes, it's fine, just let them. I'm like, no, I just don't have a bad feeling about this.
Uh-oh.
And then I hear Chloe screaming, Papa! Papa! I look over, and Chloe's standing, and she got out of it, but she's standing on top of the bench again. Soaked, and there's water all around her, dripping, and she's just staring at me, and everybody's staring. So I'm like, oh, they're wondering, where's the dad at? And so that's the walk of shame where you got to get up and then, hey,
who is this Papa of whom she speaks?
Yeah. I'm Papa.
I never thought about the parent walk of shame.
Oh, bro, it is.
Because what do you do in that situation? You want to punish by taking him home, or do you make him sit there soaking wet?
We hadn't even gotten our food yet, and so I'm like trying to stare at people, but I know I have an angry face, but I want to smile at them to let them know that I'm sorry. So I walk over and I pick her up and I skirt her off to the side, and I'm having a conversation with her. And my son comes over and he goes, I didn't mean to. I'm like, what'd you do? And he goes, I was just trying to pass her because we were playing race and I accidentally ran it and pushed her in. And I was like, you pushed her in? So then he starts feeling bad about it and he starts having a little bit of like, I didn't mean to. And I'm sitting there looking around like, I am so sorry, everybody. I didn't mean for
you know what I do? I just take a bow. Like, that's your entertainment for the evening.
Oh, my.
You're welcome.
She fell in the freaking fountain.
So did she sit there wet?
Fell. She was pushed, JC. She was pushed.
I told him. It was my I told you so moment. Yeah, she sat there just wet the rest of the dinner. We put a little the napkin over her, and that covered her up.